Tubesters, it's Gav and welcome to another video. Today it's the first work in progress video on the second figure of the 1 in 35 scale Evolution miniatures. I bet you'll be glad when I get back to some 10mm, won't you? but after all that mouthful, finally got some work done. Again, only doing the last hour of the night type of thing. I put some paint on the figure. One problem, as we all know, my videos are not known for their high production values, to say the least. And I've taken work in progress photographs, as I did with the first figure, showing the arms separately and that. Took all those photographs, left them on the normal camera, and I wiped them all off. Go figure. So you'll be joining the figure. He's more or less one piece anyway, apart from his arms. The head's already on, obviously the legs. You'll be joining the figure where I've done a fair bit of the base work on it already. So I do apologise to that. There's plenty more videos to come over the years, I'm sure, where slowly, bit by bit, the videos will get slightly better. So you'll just have to take out of it what you can. So if we'd like to go down to the bench, we'll have a take a look at this figure, and I'll say what I've done so far. Right guys, thanks for taking a short trip down to the bench and taking a look at the figure so far. As you can see, it's the one that I showed right at the very beginning when I unboxed both figures. It's a standing guy, obviously. The figure, apart from the arms, was a one-piece casting, as you might remember if you've seen those videos. Now, starting with the boots, they're felt boots again. Now, the German companies produced obviously huge variety of boots. You'll see some with a strengthening. The felt will go down lower, and there'll be a strengthening strip of leather that goes up the front and the back of the boot. But these are the ones that I've also seen online, by the look of it anyway. I'm interpreting all this, to be honest with you. Which are the one piece. The felt starts higher up, and they've actually rolled them out. He's rolled them over for whatever reason. That's how I'm interpreting it anyway. You could just say, no, Gav, he's got some jack boots on and he's rolled the tops down. But I'm going for fur boots, felt boots, as he's got all his winters on as well. The usual base coats, I think it was about light grey with a sky grey. So I did the usual, put shadows and strong highlights in, and then merge between the two. So in the very deep recesses, I put like a light grey, and on the very highlight points I wanted to highlight, I put. I didn't go for a straight white out of the bottle. I used in fact, it's actually German tank uniform white. But to be honest with you, I used that on my Napoleonics and everything. It's a nice, off-white. And then I've gone through all the mid-tones using silver grey, I believe. Let me just check it's actually still on the thing. Yeah, silver grey, and just mixing quantities of the off-white, the tank uniform white into it, and then just in places some very weak white, like normal straight white. But I'd advise you not to use that. Don't try and cut corners too much, because you'll get, one, that chalky effect, and two, they'll look like he's come out of a Daz soapbox commercial. So go for something off, because these really did get really grubby, grey look to them very quickly. Now I've used again Vallejo Panzer Aces old wood, and it gives a very light effect. It's not too dark brown mud, if that makes sense. You can put that on there, and I've seen German newsreels where they do seem to have obviously been in that really black earth that you find in Russia. But I wanted to give these more of a blended in look, if that makes sense, without it being blended in. If that makes even less sense. So yeah, I've gone for that, and I've only done it in places. So the tops of the legs I've left It's more where he's been grubbing about in his knees, or maybe he's been wading through crud. Obviously you've got some tear holes there where his camo would be under, not his camo, his normal uniform would be underneath. Got some lovely seam details as well. Now that's not to say that I'm not going to go around the entire figure, which I normally do on any figure, whether it's a War Games figure or this type of display figure, and pick out any last highlights or lowlights, you know, that I think could benefit from that extra bit of work. Again, his trousers are ruckled over the top there. And again, where they, in my opinion, you know, where they've been dragging along, you know, he's got quite mucky. Now, as far as I got yesterday was putting all the whites in again, and I'm going to do the same, only in places maybe, you know, around the elbow joints where he might have been, you know, on his belly putting his rifle in, or in a slit trench or something, and I'll give it a good, you know, again, this paint, this old wood is very watered down. I don't see the need for using pigments and things like that, which is often people's go-to. If you just use your, you know, really watered down paint, then dry it out, your brush. Not so it's a dry brush. It's one of these things. I'm not saying I've cracked it yet, but you've got to have a go yourself. But what I normally do is take most of the moisture out of the brush on a piece of towel, or piece of, you know, paper towel, rather than go for the pigments. And I'll put some around the base here. I've obviously done the hat. Where the other one had the green on top, this is all white. So it's going to be quite a stark figure in a lot of ways. You know, the figure will be broken up really by obviously his webbing and his entrenching tool and that. The entrenching tool's got a very slight curve on. As I said to you guys before, these are really my first proper dealings with resin figures, and although I tried to put this in warm water to straighten it out, I was too scared to go much further without, you know, snapping it, and the last thing I wanted was a nice glue line on there, so I've left that as far as I thought I could go with it. Another little detraction point I found out last night as I was painting, where I filled, there's a tiny little hole there, and at first I thought, oh well, he's got holes in other parts of his uniform, I'll say that's a hole, but to be honest with you, it does look more like a filler hole rather than a tear in his uniform, so I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board on that section and fill it. Again, inside his head, inside his hood, that'll be camouflage. I'll probably do it just, I'm not going to be too fancy, I'm just going to use it, the splinter cap pattern camouflage like the other guy. I had to do a ton of filling on this figure, and it's a shame I've lost the photographs. There was easy 1.5 mil of filler from about there to there, and you can see it probably isn't brilliant now. I've left a couple of the lines in because I thought it looked more like the natural movement of the fabric, but yeah, from the shoulder blades to underneath, it really was quite messy to fill, to be honest with you. I was a bit annoyed at that. And it took a fair bit of filling around here as well. He will have his car 98 in this hand here, but of course the car is coming straight down at an angle, and it would have blocked off, you know, loads of areas to paint properly, so I've left it out. So there we are. We've got first work in progress on this figure, and over the next couple of nights I'll be working on him again. I'll lose a bit of time because I'll have to fill that and leave it for a while, but there's other bits I can be getting on with. So yeah, thanks for stopping by and taking a look. Next one, as I say, we'll be adding some more, you know, like grimy mud effects with the old wood. And next time you see him, I would imagine I've got his webbing sorted, maybe the stick grenade. And once all that's done, I'll probably do the fur on the hat. Sorry, no, the face and then the fur on the hat. And then he's just got the usual mess tins like the other figure. I've got to do the mess tins and the water bottle. Again, I'm just trying to keep him, yes, he's all white, but just little things where the other guy had more of a browny fur hat, I'm going to do this more of a creamy one on the fur. So just to have little differences really. So thank you very much, guys. I'm sorry for I'm waffling. I tend to do that when I'm talking about figure painting. So I'll see you guys on another video. Take care of yourselves. See you soon.